Shalom, family. It's your man Elijah. Thank you for joining me in Unsectarian Wisdom. And as usual, I am a healthy, wise, strong, protected, celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. Family, we're going to jump in a little bit of KYBALION reading today. Actually, I'm not even doing a whole chapter or nothing. I just got like a page or two that I want to read to you real quick because I'm preparing for Passover right now. But this was on my spirit to just put out real quick, just some things I've come upon, and I want to give you my thoughts on it real quick concerning things that I read, and this is concerning the whole thing again, once again, that we are gods, or we are the goods of God. And remember, I spoke about in one of my last teachings, what are goods, right? In today's modern world, right? Goods are things to help us stay alive, right? Things to help us enjoy life. Goods are things that help us acquire things that we need, certain goods that other people want. So we might acquire certain goods in order to sell or trade with other people to get goods that we need. But nonetheless, like I said, goods are for our use, for survival, to enjoy life, to experience life. And when we look at that term, God is good, or let's put it this way, gods are good, or gods are goods. And I told you guys that we are the goods of the Most High. Right? We are here for the use of the Most High to experience life within these realms. And you're no good to the Most High if you're not willing to let the Most High use you. If you're going against your destiny, if you're always fighting it. So, without further ado, I want to jump into this KYBALION reading, and I'm going to go deeper into it. But like I said, I'm kind of rushing because I'm preparing for Passover, but I want to go ahead and put this, I'll explain it some more. But hold on, give me a second. Let me get to the page. Okay, here we go. This is the KYBALION, page 221, and I'm starting at the bottom of it and going on to page 223. As the KYBALION says, the wise ones serve on the higher, but rule on the lower. They obey the laws coming from above them, but on their own plane and those below them, they rule and give orders. And yet in so doing, they form a part of the principle instead of opposing it. The wise man falls in with the law, and by understanding its movements, he operates instead of being its blind slave, just as does the skilled swimmer turn this way and that way, going and coming as he will instead of being as the log which is carried here and there. So is the wise man as compared to the ordinary man, and yet both swimmer and log, wise man and fool, are subject to law. He who understands this is well on the road of mastery. The KYBALION, in conclusion, let us again call your attention to the Hermetic axiom. True Hermetic transmutation is a mental art. The KYBALION in the above axiom, the Hermeticists teach that the great work of influencing one's environment is accomplished by mental power. The universe being wholly mental, it follows that it may be ruled over by mentality. And in this truth is to be found an explanation of all the phenomena and manifestations of the various mental powers, which are attracting so much attention and study in these earlier years of the 20th century. Back of and under the teachings of the various cults and schools remains ever constant the principle of the mental substance of the universe. If the universe be mental in its substantial nature, then it follows that mental transmutation must change the conditions and phenomena of the universe. If the universe is mental, then mind must be the highest power affecting its phenomena. If this be understood, then all the so-called miracles and wonder workings are seen plainly for what they are. The all is mind, the universe is mental, the KYBALION. So, what I want to get into here, family, and hold on, let me get this set up real quick, is what that was really explaining is it comes back to the concept of what I was telling you of we are gods, right? But there, even though, and some people are like, what do you mean that's blasphemous? How can you there's only one God. You're being blasphemous against God. No, family, there's a difference between gods and the Most High Creator. This is once again what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. We are not the creator. We are extensions of the Creator because we are the children of the Creator. We were taken from the spirit of the Creator, and we are made into little spirits that were then injected into avatars to experience this physical realm. Because the Most High Creator is everything. The Most High Creator cannot experience this realm on its own. Because the Most High Creator is everything. If the Most High Creator sucked itself, and not to say it doesn't have the power to do it, but from my understanding, and I'm not saying I'm completely right about this, but I'm just trying to break it down a little bit to give you somewhat of an understanding, right? Is that if the Most High Creator sucked its essence into, let's say, my avatar. For one, first off, I don't believe my avatar is powerful enough to truly hold the entire essence of the universe, of the multiverse, of the Creator. It would overwhelm this avatar and destroy it. But let's just say the Most High, but once again, I believe the Most High can do anything. So the Most High did want to. The Most High would literally have to subtract from itself and basically subtract everything of itself into this body. But then again, how is that necessarily possible if the Most High is everything? If the Most High is everything and we're in the mind of the Most High, you cannot subtract from the Most High. Because then that means that the Most High would not be the only thing. Because if the Most High subtracted everything within my body and there was only my body and the Most High, then what would be outside of the Most High? What would this body be walking on? What would this body be in if the Most High has subtracted itself into everything? Think about this. In the beginning, there was the deep and the spirit of the Most High hovering over the deep. The spirit is the wisdom of the deep. The spirit is the mind of the Most High. So they're one and the same. They're not separate. The spirit and the deep are not separate. They're one and the same. Just imagine the deep as the physical body of the Most High, and the spirit being the mind, which is what we're in. Everything comes from spirit. Everything's made of spirit. We are in the mind of the Most High. We are in the spirit of the Most High, right? So what we just read in the KYBALION, you know what? Let me go back and read that again for you. So y'all can really. Dang it, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. It should be alright. Let me go back and read this again for you real quick, family. Alright? Let's read it. As the KYBALION says, the wise ones serve on the higher, but rule on the lower. They obey the laws coming from above them, but on their own plane and those below them they rule and give orders. And yet in so doing, they form a part of the principle instead of opposing it. The wise man falls in with the law, and by understanding its movements, he operates it instead of being its blind slave. Just as does the skilled swimmer, turn this way and that way, going and coming as he will. Instead of being as the log which is carried here and there, so is the wise man as compared to the ordinary man. And yet both swimmer and log, wise man and fool, are subject to the law. He who understands this is well on the road of mastery. So family, in other words, like I told you before, the word good does not mean virtuous. It does not mean moral. It does not mean ethical. It's good like goods. Things that help us experience life or help the Most High experience this world within the matrix. For the Most High to experience something outside of itself other than just the deep, the darkness, other than being alone. We are a world inside the universe. This is why, once again, it says that in order to know, like, how do they say, in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from, right? This is why they say that heaven is within. In order to find the kingdom of heaven, you must go within. Talking about your soul, your spirit. You are the kingdom of the Most High Creator. Because you are literally biologically related to the Most High Creator because you were torn off of the Most High Creator's spirit. Not to say you are as good as the Most High Creator or more powerful, because you're just a small part of the whole of the spirit, and you were just broken off to inhabit this body, right? So you are gods. You are goods. You are goods. Gods are goods. You are used by the Most High to experience this realm. And remember how I told you guys the commandments, family, are really the laws of the universe. It's not a religious thing. Christianity does not have a hold or ownership of the laws. But these laws are the rules established by the Most High Creator within this matrix. And as the KYBALION says, right, if it's better to go with it, right? So as you go with the law, and the matter of fact, the word speaks about this, right? It says, seek first the wisdom of the Most High, and everything else will be given unto you. This is what the word says in the scripture. I should have brought it up, but those, if you're looking at my page, you should be familiar with these scriptures. You should read a little bit where the word speaks about, and this is one of the most quoted scriptures, right? Seek first ye the kingdom of the Most High, and all will be given unto you. And then, follow the Most High, right? What does it say? That obedience is greater than sacrifice. Think about David. David loved the Most High so much and was obedient that the Most High made David what? A king. What was the KYBALION just saying, right? Those who are obedient and fall in line with the rules become rulers, even though they're not ruler of the Most High Creator, because you can't. They're ruler in the lower realms. That's what it's talking about when it's saying in the lower planes. The planes are just different, let's call them different universes, different planes of existence, right? Some people talk first level heaven, second level heaven, third level heaven, or lower dimensions. The first, second degree, third degree, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, 3D, whatever you want to call it, right? That's basically what it's talking about. The more you are in alignment with your destiny, the more you're obedient with the Most High Creator's will for your avatar, for your spirit within this matrix, the more blessings you receive, the more better off you are. Yes, you are still goods to be used. This is why the word also says there's a time and season for everything under the sun. It's a time for peace, time for love, time for reaping, time for sowing. There's a time for war. So it's like this. There's seasons. You have a season to enjoy yourself, to do you, to be married, to have children, to go out, maybe make some mistakes. But when you have wisdom enough, and understanding to know that you are a creation of the Creator, right? And you are obedient, you know that the Most High, your father or mother, whatever you want to call it, because the Most High isn't woman, male, or female. The Most High is everything. Male and female, or the male and female aspect are within the Most High. So anyway, when you seek the kingdom first and get that wisdom and understanding of the Creator and accept it, and you understand the seasons, the Most High gives you seasons to go frolic, go do you, go enjoy yourself, go do some things. But when the Most High says, hey, it's time to go, it's time for you to get back on the path and get back to your mission, it's time to go. Because you don't want to go against, how did it say? Hold on, what's it say? The wise man falls in with the law, and by understanding its movements, he operates it instead of being its blind slave. Just as does the skilled swimmer turn this way and that way, going and coming as he will, instead of being as the log which is carried here and there. So is the wise man as compared to the ordinary man. And yet both swimmer and log, wise man and fool, are subject to the law. And so in other words, following the law, when you follow the law, right, you're the skilled swimmer. You're able to do things that other people can't. You're able to rule over others because you have more understanding. Not out of because you want to be, look, once again, great power comes with great responsibility. We have free will. Some people understand this and they use this power in a negative way. They use it to rule people, to lie to people, like you have the shadow organizations and least today. But those who are truly followers of the Most High stay in their lane. They enjoy themselves, but when it's time to go to work, they go to work. But those who honestly are the higher ups, the elites, the ones who put people in slavery, or today the zombies. Most people are zombies, or sheep just following, right? They're the blind being led by the blind. They're the logs being shot this way and that way, full of fear. One day thinking every day thinking the world's going to end, thinking it's going to end by nuclear fire, or thinking that the so-called or drinking that tang juice, or basically whatever the government tells them they do, because they're sheep. They're logs. The government is their God, their idol. Social media is their God, their idol. Money is their God, their idol. instead of understanding who the true creator is, right? So you become a creator or leader in this realm instead of being, you know, hold on, I just lost my spot. Anyway, so I'm breaking that down. So basically, this brings me also, family, into, this is where when you, in the symbolism, right, occultism, right? Matter of fact, and this also brings me to, I want to mention two movies right now. I mean, two TV shows, family. Well, a movie and a TV show. One, everything I'm saying goes along. I've been finally watching the show American Gods, and also the movie The School for Good and Evil with Lawrence Fishburne on Netflix. So I wanted to mention these two books because this this movie and this TV show, because this goes in line with what I'm teaching right now, right? So, but first it gets into, matter of fact, there's a scene in American Gods where, what's it called? Moonshadow, the main character, right? Well, one of the main characters, right? He was playing checkers with the god of death. And remember that checkers is a symbol of, in the culture of duality, the black and white checkers, right? And the black and white checkers goes all the way back to the yin and yang. And this goes back to the skilled swimmer in the log, right? So the white is those who are in alignment with the Most High. And the dark is those who are not in alignment with the Most High, just doing them, right? But here's the key, family. It's balance. This is why in the white there's a black dot, and in the dark there's a white dot. Because this is why I say, family, there's no such thing as necessarily, there's really no such thing as anything. Because we're in the mind of the Most High, and the Most High Creator created all this. It's the matrix. It's not necessarily real, but at the same time it is real, right? But know that there's a balance. Basically what they're saying is there's a balance to everything. There's no person who's just all evil, and there's no person who is just all so-called righteous. Or I don't want to use the good word, because good is another word for goods. Good services, things to help live life. To help express yourself. To help create life. So there's no person who is just all righteous, and there's no person who is so-called just all bad or just all evil, right? Everybody has these traits of righteousness and evil or bad in them, because that's just a part of this experience. How do you know the good unless you can understand the bad? How can you truly appreciate, how can you understand the righteous things or the joyous things, the things that bring you joy, if you don't also understand the bad things, the things that bring you pain and sorrow? How can you truly appreciate the joyful times if you haven't been through the sorrowful times as well? And some people might disagree, like, well, I can have joyful time. Nah, because that's, like I said, that could go back to, like I said, the analogy of the rich person, the spoiled rich person. They've been rich for so long, and that's all they know, that they don't understand what it is to be poor. So they become selfish and think that they're not blessed. A rich kid becomes selfish and think that woe is me, the world is against me, I'm so sad. But really, it's like, yo, go take away all your money in this big house and comfort and go live on the street, and then tell me how sad you are. You'll probably miss that mansion in no time and wish you can go back, right? So once again, the yin and yang, this is where this balance comes from. And this also comes to, well, I was talking about, family, the school of good and evil, and also Black Adam, right? The school of, matter of fact, hold on. Let me, give me a second. I know I'm all over, just follow me. Just listen. Like I said, we'll get into this some more later, but I'm just trying to get this out real quick. So when you come to this school of good and evil, the tower in the middle, if you've seen the movie, you remember Lawrence Fishburne, right? He lived in the tower in the middle. He's almost like the Dumbledore. But you see how he's in between the dark and the light. That's another symbol of the yin and yang, right? Because you cannot truly have one without the other. You need them both to understand them both. But then if anybody watches this movie, you remember the school and the people where the so-called good people live, right? And if you remember, they were some mean people. They almost seemed like they was evil. It's like, why are you supposed to be good? But they were vain. And this also brings me back to the Bible, where, remember, I was trying to find the verse, but I can't remember the verse, right? But some of y'all, once again, remember. Please put it in the comment section if you remember the verse, so I can go back and find it. But the verse goes, basically, it's Yahusha speaking about how he tried to go to the synagogues, to the Sadducees and Pharisees, to the other people, to the church of their time, right? But the problem is they already thought they were good enough. And this also goes back to the saying, you cannot put new wine into an old wineskin, right? This is why it says Yahusha went to the downtrodden. He went to the thieves. He went to the prostitutes. He went to the sick, the poor, the widow, the orphan. Because those who have suffered are blessed greatly, because when you suffer more, the more you seek the Most High, the more you pray, the more humble you are, right? The more you're suffering, the more you need the Most High. But when you have everything you need, you think you're good enough, and you actually start getting. You think you're righteous, right? When you have everything you need, you think you're righteous. You think you're the best thing since sliced bread. You think you don't need nobody, can't nobody tell you nothing. You know everything because you just so blessed, right? So you in a way become like almost like the rich man and Lazarus, right? You think you so refined, you think you just better than everybody, and you so blessed, but in reality you're rotten. You're rotten to the core. You start doing horrible things. It was the church who hung Yahushua, right? So this is that duality. This is why, like I said, if you've seen this movie and you notice that the so-called good school, or the good people, right, they were horrible people, really. They were, and then that's also, once again, go back to the KYBALION, where it's talking about the difference between the swimmer and the log. The people in this world who, like people in the church, they're the logs. Because they follow preachers, and really the leaven of the Sadducees and Pharisees. Modern day preachers are modern day Sadducees and Pharisees, right? They follow them blindly and think they're good enough. That's why they snarl their nose up to people. They always in church thinking that they holier than thou because they got on suits and this and that. But then you also got people, you got men and women in the church sleeping around doing all type of evil stuff. Look, that's what I'm talking about. So you can think you're so-called good or righteous, but in reality, you be bad or evil yourself, right? Because you have made, this is why I go back to saying that people have made the government as their God, right? So when you make the government your God and idolize them as if they're the creator, this is why I say you have to understand, family, there are many gods, and understand the difference between the creator and gods. When you make the government your God, and you do everything they say, not understanding, not seeking first the Most High and understanding the laws of the universe and the Most High, your government can be leading you down a dark path. You could be doing horrible things, but think you're on the right and think you're being righteous just because the government told you to. But in reality, you're doing horrible things, right? And then I want to go back to this. So in this show, family, this show is so deep, fam. And it's funny, it's crazy, it's not funny. But once again, the shows with the most wisdom and knowledge, like the deepest shows, the shows that if you really into getting the truth and want to know what's going on, those are the shows that always get canceled. Like this show got canceled. But honestly, I know it got canceled because it probably went over most people's heads. Honestly, I didn't just start watching it until a few days ago. Like, for years it's been in front of my face, but everything happens for a reason, everything is seasoned. Because I've been doing so much studying, and now this show just makes so much more sense to me than it probably would have made when it first came out in 2019. But now this show is like so open to me, and it makes so much sense. Like, family too, those of us who understand, like, family, like what's going to happen soon, I'm telling you, the world's going to be turned upside down. Like, a lot of us already know that we've been lied to. That basically everything is backwards, family. And this show tells the truth without telling the truth. But you have to have the understanding. Like this is Moon Shadow. It plays Yahushua in the show. And Odin plays, and even though Odin is a god in the show, this is supposed to be Odin, he's really the creator and the son. And this is Yahushua, his son. And they're fighting against the world. There's actually a character called the world, or the shadow government, right? Trying to bring back the ways of the old. In other words, trying to bring the law back to the people. Now, that's not to sit here and say that these characters are necessarily spitting images. But anyway, this show is very deep. And like I said, unless you have understanding, it goes right over here. And another thing about Moonshadow, people who are familiar with Dane Calloway, and we talk about how the true Native Americans were actually melanated people. His name is Moonshadow. He's a melanated man. He's in America. Family. And in the show, he was hung from a tree. And matter of fact, there's gold pieces, family. And the gold, and there's like a leprechaun in the show. And the leprechaun man gives out gold, but the gold almost looks like Aztec gold, family. Family, there's so many, family, this show is full of so many nuggets. And then I'm in the 3rd season now, and it's talking about, in the world changed into a woman of color. And basically, that's another metaphor how the government has brainwashed the melanated people. And especially is going after Eve again. In order to get to the man, you must first go to the woman. Because the woman, remember how I was talking about the hair, if you went back to my Get Off My Hair teaching, right? The woman is the glory of the man. The woman is really the main thing that can cause a man to fall. Men desire women. And if the enemy can control the woman, they can control most men. This is why, at the end of the day, it is for men to not follow the woman or not follow fleshy things, but a man needs to cling into the Most High and the word of the Most High. And like it says in, I think, Corinthians, that is why it's the man is able to wash the woman with the word. But first, the man has to be obedient to the Most High. The man has to be obedient to Yahusha, follow Yahusha as Yahusha follows the Most High. Right? So anyway, in the show American Gods, family, it speaks clearly about how gods can die. Because family, we are the gods. We are not the creator. And what I'm going to say too next, family, is kind of controversial. But I'm not saying look, you don't have to believe me. But this is the path, this is the things that the Spirit's teaching me, family. So look. Okay, also, before I go, this also gets into evil, right? So, okay, hold on. This goes back into the yin and the yang, right? So, the yin and the yang, right? The darkness is representation of evil. But evil backwards is what? Live. So, this is the difference between the so-called light side and dark side. The light side, even though it has a little dark, okay, this goes back to Black Adam. You know how Black Adam was? He's like the anti-superhero, but yet a superhero. He kills, but he only kills at least in his understanding, for righteous reason. He kills to protect the people. But then you have people like Superman or other superheroes who won't kill at all. But like in the movie Black Adam, like you had Pierce Brosnan's character, but then also the one who played Hawkeye in the Marvel Universe, right? His character in this show, although they're supposed to be the good people, they allow the evil. Well, although they're supposed to be the righteous characters or the so-called righteous superheroes, they allow the corporations to destroy the poor, the sick, to let war go out through the land. They allow injustice go throughout the land without taking care of it, because they always want to go by the rules of the enemy system. But Black Adam comes and he's like, nah, I'm not about to play that game. I'm going to take care of the people. And Black Adam is that duality between righteousness, but at the same time, because remember, the creator, family, and what, like in the Bible, what do they say? God can also be a very horrible God, because God can destroy but also bless. But remember, there's a difference between God and the creator. So Black Adam is representation of the creator, to where, look, I can bless, but I can also take away and destroy. And that's why in the white, you also have the black. But in the black, you also have the white. And then the black could also be representation of Pierce Brosnan, that even though they think they're righteous, they support those enemy corporations in suppressing the people. So that, once again, that's that mix. And then also that gets into the word, family. Evil means live. So now let me break this down. Live is when all you do is live, family. You then become the log in the water, because then you basically, when you only want to live, like, I'm just gonna live my life, forget destiny, forget what the Most High Creator says. When you only want to live, family, now you're going against the law all the time, and you're no longer useful to the Most High Creator. You're no longer goods to the Most High Creator. You're no longer helpful to the Most High Creator to fulfill the Most High Creator's wills. to fulfill the Most High Creator's will. So when you only living for yourself, family, once again, now you have subject yourself to be taken away by the waters, to be that log, right? So you don't, but that's not to say that you can't live. And that goes back to the swimmer. When you seek first the kingdom of the Most High, everything's given to you. Now that don't mean just because you follow the Most High, like I said in the American God show. The American God shows, in the show American Gods, family, it shows, oh, I'm sitting here talking. Anyway, I think y'all get it, but anyway. In the American God shows, family, right? It shows what, it really explains today's world as far as corporations and these people that we idol, or so-called elites or whatever, and how they treat people and how they really don't care about you. So all they're doing is living. And they're not going with the law. Because in the show, family, here's another thing how you know there's a difference between gods and the creator. These gods can not only die, but they have to follow rules still. How can you be the Most High Creator or be the creator of all things if you still have to follow rules? Look, don't be wrong. The Most High Creator follows the Most High Creator rule, but the Most High Creator don't have to. But the Most High Creator just chooses to because the Most High Creator is fair. And the Most High Creator is an example. But these gods, you see that, and this is another thing, like even in Thoth. If Thoth was the Most High Creator or as powerful as, look, not taking away from Thoth. Thoth got wisdom. But even Thoth was subject to the laws of the universe. The creation is subject to the laws of the universe. The creator is not. This is what you have to understand, family. This is why this is what I was talking about even in the Garden of Eden. When you understand, this is to help you understand the Bible, understanding. Now you understand deeper Adam in the garden and who he may or may not have been talking to. It didn't say the creator God. Who was the God Adam was talking to? Or even was Adam actually the God at times when it was talking about God was talking to Cain? Was Abel God to Cain? Because, was Adam God to Cain? Because Adam was Cain's father in the flesh. I hope y'all following me, family. So understand that about evil. Evil is live backwards. And there's nothing wrong with living, like I was saying, family, but if you just want to live and you don't never want to follow no rules, then you become no good to the Most High Creator. Family, our mission, our desire should be to be of use to the Most High Creator, to be goods to the Most High Creator. Yes, ye are gods, but just because you're gods doesn't mean you could do what you want. Doesn't mean that you no longer have to answer to the Most High. And family, this also goes to, I want to go into some readings. And this also, and I'm about to tell you guys, this is what happens when you're not, I'm going to show you guys, okay, there's another show I want to talk to you guys about. It's called The Leftovers. And matter of fact, I want to show a scene from The Leftovers. We're going to get a little bit into this, this doctrine of, this rapture doctrine, right? Let's go ahead and hold on. This show is called The Leftovers. Is an HBO show.
You people called me. I'm returning your. Yes, I am. I do. That's me. Sorry. Well, are you the same person I was just talking to? Seriously, I don't have the reference. When Mommy was single and 20, she used to use quarters for this, but now she has to put money into a machine to get a card to put into another machine. Oh, God damn it! Come on. Broke, and the entire basement was flooded. I know, the water was totally up to her knees. Ben's exercise shit that he never uses, the washer dryer.
She's damning the money. The money god. Man, give me a second, family. While it's doing, and I need to put this up anyway. Hold on, give me a second. Slowing down, man. Hold on. I hate when stuff like this happens. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me fix this. Give me a second, family. Oh, man.
Can you, I don't know, can you squeeze me in at 5 or something? Yeah,
Hold on, family. Hold on. I gotta fix this. I gotta do something about this. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Give me a second, family. This is I apologize. I'm rushing, and this is it's making stuff not work right or act right.
hold on.
Okay. Put this up again. All right. Here we go.
What do you think? There's a button, a red button. Yeah, honey.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Really? Come on. Okay, family, look. My internet, I'm going to just have to explain this to y'all. So this is a show called The Leftovers. Y'all can go watch it if you want at a later date, right? But this is what it's called. It's HBO. I apologize. Look, it's just whatever. It's called The Leftovers. So basically the show is almost like it's about the rapture, family. But the rapture is a lie. It's not real. But basically, and I'm just, in that scene you were showing, it was that woman turns around and her baby, she stops hearing her baby cry and then turns around, the baby's disappeared. So basically, so everybody in the world after that starts tripping, thinking the rapture came and they were left behind, right? But in reality, and then fast forward to the last season, what you find out is there's a lady who actually went to where the other people went, to all the people disappeared. And what basically she starts explaining is that they never actually left. It's like they just swapped over to a different universe, a different reality, but in the same place. Like for instance, that baby who disappeared from its mother's car was still in the car, just in a different universe. In the same car, just the mother was left in the old universe. The old universe would be where we are now, but the baby would have like blinked into a different dimension that's on the same spectrum as ours, but just not the same one. So the baby is still in the car, just in a different, like everything that is the same in this dimension will be the same in that dimension. It's just the only difference is the people that disappeared in the dimension they were in now are now in the new dimension. In other words, or a new earth, right? So this is what I believe, fam. This is what I believe when it's coming to this whole rapture thing and what's going on in the world, family. You got to understand, look. Okay. Those who are, like I said, those who are blessed are left behind. It's not though you've been lied to in church. They sit here and tell you, oh, you're going to be taken up in the rapture. That's not true. And I'm going to show you some scriptures. First off, let me go to, let's read some stuff right here, right? 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 24. Know this before, that they which be left behind are most blessed than they that be dead. And now I'm going to read for you also. I'm going to be reading from the Sefer, although I got the, blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. And then I'm going to read from you Matthew chapter 24, right? And I'm reading verses 36 through, I'm trying to hurry up because I got things to do. 36 through 51. And this is chapter 24. But of that day and hour knows no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Adam be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Adam be. Then shall two be in the field, one is received and the other forsaken. Two are grinding at the mill house, one is received and the other forsaken. Watch therefore, for ye know not what your Adonai, you know not what hour your Adonai comes. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Adam comes. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord has made ruler over his household, to give them food in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing. Amen say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all the goods. You hear that? Let me read that again. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing. Amen say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. Over all his goods. Over what are his goods, right? The gods, family, over all the other gods. What is the KYBALION says again, right? Those who go with the law, go with the rule, who will be rulers in this plane and in the next. It's all going together, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now I want to read for you, family. We'll go ahead and go back to, hold on. Go back to, I want to read something else to y'all. Hold on. Where am I at? Okay. Now we reading in Ezra. Oh, man. 1,409. 1,409. I'm reading Ezra chapter 13, right? Okay. And it came to pass. Hold on. And it came to pass, after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whosoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth fails when it feels the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet dared fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one. So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Afterwards I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him. Wherefore some were glad, and some were sorry. And some of them were bound, and others some brought. And others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear. And I awakened and said, You have showed your servant these wonders from the beginning, and have counted me worthy that you should receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceived in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Okay, now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them, and to those that are left behind. You hear what he said? The blessed are those that are left. The ones who aren't blessed are the ones who are destroyed, right? Okay, so hold on. Let's go to the next. Now I'm reading 27, through, I believe, what is it, 27 through, through 51. And whereas you saw that out of his mouth there came, and I'm talking about Yahusha. This is the end of the days. This is this is Revelations. This is Ragnarok, or the end of the world, or Yahusha busting over the clouds. This is Yahusha. But even though it's talking about coming from out of the sea, and whereas you saw that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when El Elyon will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed you before. And then shall my son be declared, whom you saw as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as you saw them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion. And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and built, like as you saw the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the Torah which is like unto me. And whereas you saw that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hushua the king, whom shall Mansir the king of Ashur led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there guard their statues, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Perith, by the narrow places of the river. For El Elyon then showed signs for them, and held stood the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Azaroth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, El Elyon shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore saw you the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of your people are they that are found within my borders. Now when he destroys the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend this people. And he shall defend his people that remain. And then shall he show them great wonders. Now when he destroys the multitude of nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. And then shall he show them great wonders. Alright, fam, you get it? See, those who are left are blessed, not those who are so-called taken in rapture. There is no rapture, family. The kingdom is the people. The earth, look, just like I was telling you about the show, family. What was the show I was telling you about? Leftovers, family. Look, in the Bible where it talks about those will go away in gnashing of teeth, they will be cast into outer darkness, family. Or basically, family, what it is remember how I told you in the show Leftovers. What happened is, when the people disappeared, they didn't actually go anywhere. They just went into it's almost like the explanation. You know how people say that the spiritual realm is all around us? Or remember, you know how you see some scary movies where people will die and there'll be spirits in the spiritual world. We look just like our world. It's just the only difference is this people in the physical can't see the spirits, but the spirits can see us. Basically, the Leftovers is kind of explaining that when these people die and go into outer darkness, family, it's like the earth will be split in two. They're going to come back to hell. We're in hell now. In other words, they have to go through this the fire is testing. The fire is not hell. Hell, like there's 2 different hells. But we're not going to get into that too deep right now. But they have to go back into the fire, another testing, to find themselves worthy, to they themselves be worthy enough to be accepted into the kingdom of the Most High. So the tribulation. So basically, once it's not them being left in the rapture, they're going to be destroyed, go back to the spiritual realm, have to do retraining, and then they're going to have to come back to another earth. Not the earth that we now will live in, that the kingdom set on, but back to another place that's similar to earth, but we won't be there. And they might have to go through another 2,000, 6,000, 10,000, 20 years of testing. Remember, family, we're all spirits. Some people have been here multiple times. Some people have only been here one time. Some people have been here multiple times. It's our time to go. We go into the kingdom. Some people who are new spirits, look, this is their first time. Look, and remember, it said just like in the days of Noah. What happened in the days of Noah? After the flood, right? Noah and his sons were left over after the flood. Everybody was bad, was killed in the floods, right? But Noah and his sons were left. There you go. Just like in the days of Noah. Those who are righteous will be left, and those who aren't will be taken away by the flood. Whether that flood be fire, war, famine, pestilence, whatever. And then, hold on, let's go back to, I want to show y'all something again. I want to go back and read that verse again that I was just, dang, what was I reading? I was in Matthew, I think it was Matthew 24, right? Oh, yeah. Let me go back. Matthew 24. Gosh, hold on. I was reading Matthew 24. Matthew 24 verses 24 through 36. And I know I didn't have it on the screen, but I was rushing, family. I said I got stuff to do, but let me show you something. So, but, hold on, what was I reading? Okay, through 50. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delays his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looks not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh, this is what I'm reading again, right? Oh, I forgot to read. I didn't read the whole thing, huh, family? Okay, yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Remember, the weeping and gnashing of teeth, family, is just those people not going to hell, but them they're going back to the spiritual realm, and they got to get back in line and come back to the earth. And they got to go through testing again, go through the fire to make themselves worthy to ascend, to go into the next level. Right? Hold on. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Adonai comes. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the son of Adam comes. Who then is, remember, the son of Adam is, remember, Yahushua is not the creator. He's the son of Adam because his flesh is a descendant of Adam. Not to say, remember, the creator is in Yahushua because all of our spirits come from the Most High Creator. We are biologically related to the Most High Creator in spirit, right? So the spirit of the Most High is in Yahushua, and Yahushua is a son who is found to be most worthy. I kind of think Yahushua might have been able to come back reincarnated. Yahushua's come back many times. Yahushua's been Buddha. Anyway, Yahushua is, he is the spirit chosen by the Most High Creator to be his mouthpiece. So when Yahushua speaks, he is in a way the Most High Creator, because he's speaking for the Most High Creator. So he is the mouthpiece for the law to give the word, the gospel of the Most High Creator. So there's no one above the King God. Yahushua is King God. I serve. All praise to Yahushua, right? But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the son of Adam comes. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord has made ruler over his household, to give them food in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing. Amen, I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. Family, let me show you that again. Ruler over all his goods. What I've been telling you about God, and I wasn't even looking for this, family. This just came up right now. All praise to the Most High, and proving my point what I'm trying to tell you. Right? This is out of the Sefer, family. The Sefer, right? This is supposed to be a better translation than the King James because it keeps the names in it. But I just read from you Matthew, book of Matthew, out of the Sefer, chapter 24, and this is verse 47. And you see what it says, right? Amen, I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. Over all, in other words, over all his gods. Gods are good. Gods are goods. We are used by the Most High, for the Most High Creator to experience life within the matrix. Family, come on now. Look, this is why I said, look, just because you're a God doesn't mean you could do what you want. And I take you back one more time, because I'm about to go, because I'm about done making my point. And I said, we'll talk about this later. But the yin and yang, right? And then also taking you back to family, you have to have balance. Take you back to this movie, The School of Good and Evil. Remember, if you've seen this, the people in the good school, they seem like they were actually the evil ones at times. But at the same time, it's a balanced family. But they're evil because remember, they were evil in this world. Being good could actually mean evil because you're not goods for the Most High Creator. In the Most High's will, you're being goods for the government, for the shadow government. You're being goods for the Sadducees and Pharisees. You're gods. You're being goods for the gods instead of being goods for the Most High Creator. Be goods for the Most High Creator, not goods for these worldly, earthly gods. But once again, back to that movie. Balance, family. Balance. Lawrence Fishburne in the tower, the Dumbo. You want balance. Balance. And that don't mean go sleep around. That don't mean go kill. Matter of fact, that's another thing they lied about, family. It is not thou shalt not kill. It is thou shalt not murder, because David killed. If you're killing to defend your family, to defend your life, that's different. Now, if the Most High wants you to give your life not to defend yourself, then that's the Most High's will. It's going to happen. But don't let people sit here and tell you, look, don't go out and just be, murking people. Family, that's the difference. Don't go out just hurting people. You should only take a life in defense of another life or yourself or your family. You can defend yourself, but you don't go out murking people for money, for gains and stuff. Leave people alone. Follow the law of the universe. But you can defend yourself, family. So remember, Black Adam. Black Adam was defending the people, right? But remember, family, don't get caught up and not be good for remember the leftovers. Don't get caught up in this worldly doctrine of rapture. Those who are left behind are blessed, not those who are taken, who are destroyed in the coming apocalypse, right? Who are destroyed by the world. Those who worship the God money or the God government or the world, right? Don't be those people. Remember, family, look, each side has a little bit in each side. There is no such thing as a person who's all righteous or a person who's all evil, a balance. If you follow the Most High, you'll have your times to live as well. That don't mean go do what you want. That don't mean just go be evil and be hurting people and sleeping around. That don't mean that. That means, look, the Most High gonna give you everything you want, but the Most High's gonna give it the Most High's time and give it when it's good for you. When you know how to use it. When you're not using it for the enemy. You're not using it for evil purposes. So anyway, family, look at that. I'm finishing at 11:11 too. Look at that. But I'm done. So that means I'm telling you, giving the right message. Let me take this down. See, look, 11:11. If you can see right here in the corner. But anyway, I'm done, family. I got business to take care of. So without further ado, I'm a healthy, wise, strong, protected, celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. I'll catch you later, family. Be blessed. Shalom.